Hello everybody. It is me one more time. We are back. So, a few days ago, not this one, it was this one here. I put out a poll. Do you think STR Evolution Blue Vegeta is overhated? 56% yes, 44% no. Out of 43 votes. So not that many, but I mean, yeah, we tried our best. This is with the YouTube. Let me take a look at some of this. I didn't realize that was the first vote. Definitely overhated. Provides good damage and good defense, slot 2, but still not as good as he should have been for an Annie LR. 6th LR format did him dirty. So, let's see what this is. Absolutely agree. There was definitely a time crunch and they had more to do. So we have superheroes pulled up here. And, like, I'm not going to say he's bad. You know, I just don't like him. Because what makes him bad is that his kit is bad, right? Like the super attack effects, they're good, right? This, greatly raised attack, they're good. You know what this guy is? This guy was like the puzzle piece, the assistant chef to allowing Kefla to cook, right? Tech Kefla. Like the way I've been going on about Tech Kefla like this past week. Let's pull up. Kayla has less cards, so we can go off her. It's this one, isn't it? No, it's this one. Like, these two, they're crazy, right? They're crazy for the festival. And the fact that Kefla also greatly raised attacks once you fuse, like this unit, this is like, you know, number 6, right? Number 6 on the slot. Like, you know, you got Team Leader Vegeta, right? You got Gogeta. You got Super Saiyan 4. Who else you got? I forgot who I used. Oh, right, yeah, the Super Saiyan 4s, right? The physical Gogeta, right? And then you got Tech Kefla. But then, you have Evolution Blue Vegeta. Let me tell you, this guy, like low-key, he is an option. He is like, if you're using items, like let me see it. I have a post here. I bet you could do this with no items, but considering I hadn't beaten it up until that point, I just didn't want to take the chance. You know, if we go through here, it was this here. So this was the team I used to win. And yeah, we did use items. Can we get the full screen? I guess not, but you can see down here, we used item support memories. But like, I don't care, you know, I do not care. If it wasn't for Vegeta, then Tech Kefla wouldn't have been able to, you know, grab the KO, you defeat Super Vegeta. Because the thing is that Universe Survival Saga has no good stackers, right? Once we get in UI Goku Super Easy A, then, you know, Festival's going down. These two will be a, you know, they'll be a crazy combo, right? But like, look at what we have to deal with here. Like UI Goku, he's not cutting it. You know, you're not using AGL Kale, are you? Androids? No. Topo? No. Jiren? You're not using any of the Jirens. Hitting God Goku? Probably not. I don't think so. Get into these two, like Go Frieza. You could probably work with Go Frieza. Maybe I think I've seen some like runs with Go Frieza. But I don't know about you, but I don't feel comfortable not bringing units that don't stack. Now, this guy, he doesn't stack on his own. But considering the team we use, you pretty much have to bring Vegeta. You have to bring, like, the staple, like, 4. So there's always going to be a Goku on the turn. Which means you're always going to be able to get this greatly raised attack. Now, this, like, defense, if you can hide him, and, you know, you use a couple items, you can make him work, right? You can make him work because his damage, like, he is going to be like the closer, right? When there's no one else to really do, you know, oh no, we've only got like 2 more turns to do this, but oh no, Evolution Blue's on the next rotation, you know what I mean? We've got this, like on lockdown, right? The phase, we can beat this phase because this guy gets the guaranteed crit. Where is it? It's this here. Guaranteed crit. I think this guy was made for the festival, but not in the same way as like he's not meant to be a festival destroyer. He's meant to be like a festival option, because like these, like the devs, they obviously do plan stuff out. They planned, you know, Caulifla and Kale coming out, and they you know, they knew that this wasn't a Kefla, and they knew that, you know, Universe 6 Celebration, we're gonna bring these two out, we're gonna make them really good stackers. And since USS doesn't really have that many good stackers, this guy, you know, you can activate this, which is really, it's like going into the festival without this is so frustrating, because what happens, you get the initial super, you get this, and then that's it, right? If you have them, like, you know, because the thing is that these two, they don't have any built-in crit, right? Kefla doesn't have any built-in crit. Let's go to Kefla. Yeah, so Kefla, she doesn't have any built-in crit, which means going full crit on Kefla is a good idea, right? But because of that, that's why they gave her the guaranteed 2 additionals. But because of that, Kale and Caulifla will suffer from low hidden potential additional numbers, right? Mine, I think they have like 24 crit, but since they're 69%, they have like 5 additional, like 8 additional, something like really low. So you get the initial super, you get this, which could be a normal, and then you just miss the hidden potential. Whereas with Evolution Blue on the team, you can get this here, which it activates it because it's in the same turn or an ally. So you can line it up. So if you're facing like a physical like Evoken, right, or you're facing UI Goku, and these two on the turn, they're gonna do additional supers because they're the enemies, right? But for the most part, you're gonna need this guy to really activate them, because I don't know about you, but I don't feel confident in units that don't stack, because Caulifla's a dodge character, and Kale, I bet she can do well, but at 55%, I don't trust them. You know, I'm not wasting 3 hours to get to, you know, physical Super Saiyan Goku, or, you know, the Daima phase, and then we lose because Caulifla doesn't dodge, or, you know, Kale can't tank or something like that. I'm not sure. So like stacking 1 stat at the very least is, I mean, that's serviceable for me, especially because this guy, like the way they built him, it's every attack performed. So even with the medium chances, if you get 10 orbs, you're gonna be able to grab yourself the 35 damage reduction, and then he's gonna get the 30 here, so 60% damage reduction, and then if you get supers, he actually gets the extra defense from this, or from this. And then, you know, his additional supers. Well, I need to charge my laptop. But I think the thing with this guy, like, we're going all over the place, but I am making some sense here. I hope I'm making sense at least. But the thing about this guy is that, like, he was a victim. Like, this might be a conspiracy, but he was a victim of the 6 LRs, because his animations, like, they're good. I think they're good, but they are reused, and plus he doesn't even do the punch in hit. Like, this art, like I said last episode, this art is completely wasted. Now, I remember I was watching a Slaybigs video, and he mentioned that, like, the most important thing, is going to be moving forward. So, like, not the 10th anniversary itself, but stuff that is after the 10th anniversary. Like, you know, Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, Cell, Pycon, Caulifla and Kale, you know, Hit, Blue Kaioken, Tao, Tien, all those units up until now, right? I'm not going to include Vegito and Zamasu, or, like, you know, the worldwide units, because their animations haven't been revealed. But I think this guy was a victim of the time crunch, because they had more stuff to do, right? And it's just like, I think him being hated for his performance is justified. But him also being hated for what he is also justified. Because this guy, like, he has no active skill. Do you know how big of a deal that is? You know, 10th anniversary, part 1, all eyes are on us. They look at Super Vegeta, they're saying, he looks good, he's great. They look at Super Saiyan 4, dude's got aura, he looks, you know, and he's good. But then this guy, he's good, he is good. But he, not only is he not as good as he should have been, but he's missing the thing that you first see. You know, you awaken this guy to LR and you see, wow, look at this incredible R, right? Look at this incredible R. He has the punch he did against Topo, right? That's the, you know, if you play Dragon Ball Legends, that's like the cover change from the Evolution Blue Vegeta, the yellow one, right? But like, where is that in his kit, right? Where is that in his kit? And like, that's the thing. I think what it was a time crunch and they couldn't do the animation in time, right? They couldn't do it because if, you know what, and that is why I'm talking about like 6 LRs. I think they got too ambitious. I've already mentioned this. But like, they did well with these two. Gohan, his looks, you know, fine. Family Kamehameha, not family, father-son Kamehameha, you know, damn near best animation in the game. This guy, he looks pretty good. His animations are good. Then, you know, he's got Giant Ape, which also has an 18 key. He has like 6 super attack animations, like 5. They have like 6 each, and then they've got, you know, 2 active skills. And then this guy, like, to say he was the last to be designed, I don't think I don't think it's wrong. I don't think it's wrong. Like, let's look at the unit super. Let's look at the unit super. So like UI Goku and Evolution Blue Vegeta, they never worked together, right? That was Blue Kaioken and Evolution Blue. I think this first opening shot looks good. And like, they copy pasted this from the 18 key. But when they actually like you know, put their blast together, like, I don't see it, but I've seen some people say that it feels like they were just slapped together, right? That they're not really like actually doing it and like anything together, right? And it just feels like the reason they put Goku there is so Vegeta would sell. I think what this should have been is this should have been a joined forces unit, you know, because I said we wouldn't like take into account Vegeta and Zamasu, but the theme of breaking through, that could be, you know, what they said, which was like breaking through the future, you know, it was like formidable enemies or I don't know, something like that. But it could also be like breaking through your limits, right? I think that would have been cool. If, I don't know if they would ever do 1 LR as like a headliner, right? Because if you look at the past, it's all been 2, except for like the 3rd anniversary. It's been 2 LRs to start off. And then, you know, like 5th anniversary, Gogeta, Vegito. 6th anniversary, UI Goku, Evolution Blue was like separate units. 7th, you know, the gods and the fours. 8th was, you know, Duo Spirit Bomb. 9th, Gogeta and Broly. And then 10th was 3. But I think what they could have done is, oh, that was strange. What they should have done, in my opinion, is they should have kept these 2 out. Like, that's the thing, because these 2, they're both Torment of Power. So like, if you're not a TOP fan, you're not gonna summon, right? Like, they're not gonna, you know, like I don't think it would work. So I think what they did here is better than what I would have done, but it's like, maybe just like take out Go Freeze and replace them with someone else. But if this was a joined forces unit, because, you know, Goku, you know, he broke through his limits, became UI, This guy, you know, he forced himself to evolve, and he became Evolution Blue, right? So if this was a joined forces, like, or like reverse exchange, UI Goku and Vegeta, like, I think that would have been cool, right? And then like the active skill could have been like some kind of attack where they do this, right? Because UI Goku does a lot of fighting, right? He does a lot of fighting, and a lot of that stuff is still like not covered, right? They covered it in Tech UI, they covered it in AGL UI, but like this guy, you could probably still get like a third unit, not anytime soon, hopefully. But yeah. Now, one more thing I do want to mention is that it's not just 6 LRs, right? Because if we look at Daima, look at this guy. Look at this. Well, no, we can't count this guy because this guy is technically a 9th ending unit. Or these two. Wait, can we? Let me look at their release dates, because they came out all on the same time on Global and JP. So this guy's 4th of March. This guy's 11th of October. This guy's also 11th of October. And then this guy's 27th December. So Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta is the example we're going to use. Look at his entrance animation, right? Like, look how good this looks, you know? This looks amazing. Now, part of it is the source material, right? Daima, it looks incredible, right? Daima looks so good. Look at the active skill. Look at that water flow, you know? The Gallic gun. Like, they definitely, they went all out with Vegeta. Like, look at that. That looks so good, right? And then the 12 key as well. So they really, like, you know, they gave him some of the budget, right? They said, okay, we're giving some of the money to Vegeta. You know, Slash Arrow Cake's gonna look really good, right? Wow, dude. Like, oh, and then, you know, they put the flowing water there, you know? And then there's the little splash at the end, right? Now, I got rid of that Daima Vegeta, but let me just pull these guys up, because I have a feeling like that eventually they're gonna have to bite the bullet and they're gonna have to do Daima, right? What they're gonna do, what I think they're gonna do, is they're going to be like, okay, so when they eventually reveal, you know, adult Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, and they reveal adult Super Saiyan 4 Goku, they're probably going to use these arts or these animations in some way, shape, or form in order to be like promotional stuff. Like, look at this. It looks good, right? Well, I mean, this doesn't look... Yeah. But yeah, that looks good. That looks good. But like, they're probably going to use these animations in terms of advertising. So that's why they look so good. And then look at this. These guys in, you know, in Demon Realm. Because like, this is free to play, right? They're making zero money off this. They don't make money because you don't have to summon for these guys. So that could be like another reason why Evo Blue was like, you know, given the short end in terms of his animations. Because not only does Vegeta and Gogeta have 9 animations each, but the Daima stuff that they're going to use for advertising later on, you know, it's the budget is being split up. And so doing 6 LRs, that's the point I'm trying to make, is that like, there's too much of splitting. And because they forced themselves to do 6 LRs, then they couldn't give this guy his Topo Punch as like a nullification. Because this is like high key one of the coolest arts in the game. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's one of the coolest. It's like damn near one of the best arts in the game, right? But it's so sad, you know. It makes me hurt. But I guess that's pretty much just what I wanted to talk about. This kind of just like did turn into a rant. You know, that's kind of just that's what I'm good at. You know, it's what I'm good at. I'm just gonna talking. I'm good at talking about stuff. I kind of hope I got my point across about this guy. He's just like he's hated for a reason, but I think the reason people hate him is justified because, you know, it's sort of like it's like he's the dude nobody invited. You know, they force themselves to do this, and like you look at the animations of all the other units, right? Like Hit, you know, Blue Kaioken, and like that's another effect of the 6LRs, right? We'll go to the fandom. I don't think the fandom wiki has Blue Kaioken. I don't think it's been updated, but we could try and find it. We'd have to go from these guys, and then we go to superheroes. Is he gonna be here? So he's tech, right? No, so he's not here. What I'm trying to say is that Blue Kaioken doesn't have the voice, right? He doesn't have his, you know, I mean, he does, but it's like he doesn't have the scream, the screaming of him going Blue Kaioken. It's is it the transformation? I think it's the transformation. Yeah, it's this. Like you're sitting there, staring at your phone, and it's like, okay, you know. And then he says times 10, right? It feels like there's something missing, you know? I don't know what I'm going to title this video. It's like, maybe I'll be like, you know, Evolution Blue, or like, I don't know, it's like the 6LRs effect, or something. I don't know. Because this guy's animations look like they look good in some portions. Like, let's take a look at this. But this is more of just like an evaluation of Dokkan, like recently, compare like animations, more than just Vegeta. You know, this was supposed to be about Evolution Blue Vegeta, but it sort of just turned into me just like commenting on like Dokkan battle as a whole. But I hope you get my point. My point is that this guy, like, he shouldn't be here, but he was, and because of that, he got the short end in everything except like artwork. You know, I hope you enjoyed. Kind of just went all over the place, but this is what happens when you don't have a script. Tell me your thoughts. Do you think Evolution Blue's overhated? Because I think some hate is justified. But I guess I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Just one more point I wanted to make with Vegeta. It's that the thing about this guy is that he is the team leader, right? He is a team leader, meaning that you need to bring two of him, right? You need to bring two of him. So if you're building yourself a Universe Survival Saga team, now what we're going to do is we're not going to count the units that came after him, right? We're not going to count the units that came after him. So, Jiren, Tech UI, Evolution Blue, AGO UI, this Int Evolution Blue, and then, I don't know, like the 6th unit could be like Team Universe 7, like 17 Golden Frieza or something. Because the thing is that Universe Survival Saga, they don't really have like a slot 1 tank apart from the Goku side of Goku and Frieza, but or Frieza, you know, when HP is low. But you need to either take damage to do that, or you need to wait until turn 4, which is, you know, another reason why these guys, they should just been able to swap whenever. Like there shouldn't have been a turn. This should have been like an intro. No, not this. The reverse exchange should have been an intro, right? It shouldn't have been like, you know, wait until turn 4, then you can swap, right? And we want the Frieza side. Like, this should have just been the intro, like, it, you know, because then, like, they probably would have had a completely different kit if they were built to be turn 1, but maybe Frieza wouldn't need to take damage, or Goku wouldn't have, you know, such an easy way to grab damage reduction. But it would give them a slot 1 unit, because the thing is that your slot 1s are gonna be the UI Goku. You know, we're going from most reliable to least reliable, AGL UI to Tech UI, And then if you really want, you can bring this guy. This guy, if he doesn't take a super instantly and he takes normals and the boss supers, he could probably tank him, right? But it's like Universe Survival Saga doesn't really have a slot 1 turn 1. And so when this guy is coming in with his slot 2 damage dealing capabilities, that's great and all, but it's not what we need, you know? He doesn't guard, which means if the boss supers and he goes in slot 1, like, this is not saving you. This is not saving you, right? From taking massive amounts of damage. Like, he might not die. I don't think he's gonna die, but it's not like, he probably will actually. Like, it's not saving you from taking massive amounts of damage. And if the boss cancels dodge, let's say there's a mission, right? There's a mission that requires you to use Universe Survival Saga, but the fight cancels dodge. Considering they know what they've done, right? They know the UIs are on the team. They know you're bringing the UIs because they're reliable sometimes. So they're probably never gonna make a fight that cancels dodge have a TOP exclusive mission, because like the event, we go to this event. It's in, I think it's in Vegeta's story, right? It's the Vegeta stage. Yeah, so they knew that you need to be able to dodge to do this, right? Not this. I think this fight, like, these missions came out, I think it was around when Hit came out. Giant Power, we don't want that. We want Otherworld Warriors, Youth. Universe 6, right? Look at this. Universe 6. So the 1st of the 5th, the 1st of May, right? That, you know, Golden Week, right? Tournament participants as well. They are not going to give us a Universe 6 mission on a fight that cancels dodge. They're not going to give us a tournament participants mission when they just drop a Dokkan Fest that completely relies on dodge. Like, Universe 6, like, we're still using double tech Caulifla, you know? Like, and that's why they made it 4 as well. That's why and then this is 5. So, like, you don't need a full team. But if they drop a universe, like a USS mission, they're not going to do it on a fight that cancels dodge. But let's say they do. You can't use the UIs. But then this guy can't go to slot 1, right? He's sitting in the slot 2 cup chair next to UI, and he says, Goku, do your thing, right? Goku says, I've got this. You know, and then he eats the super anyway. But, like, he dodges those supers. And then this guy comes in with his damage reduction and, you know, his medium chance, and he does his thing. He gets his DR for that turn, right? I think if this guy had the nullification, it wouldn't completely save him, but it would make up for the fact that he basically gets destroyed by AoEs, right? If the boss does an AoE super, like, for example, we can, like, this fight, you know, the stats, you know, we are way above this time. But if we look at the Shadow Dragons, it's that one, isn't it? This is it. When Wishes Backfire, right? When Wishes Backfire, this Omega Shenron. So this guy does AoE supers, right? This STR Omega does AoE supers. Now, obviously, you know, 1.2 million. Like, he might take damage, I don't know. But it's like, can you imagine if Vegeta had a Ki Blast nullification just in case the boss had a Ki Blast AoE super and he says, no, you're not getting past me. You know what I mean? Like, it could be like a guaranteed or 70% chance. No, we can just close these. A 70% chance for him to say no to a Ki Blast super, right? Because, like, what if they just bring out another AoE boss in, you know, a perfect world? He would have the nullification in his art. But in the timeline we are, if they bring out a boss that does AoE supers, and you're like, man, let me use Vegeta, you know, he's my favorite character, or, you know, I went all in for this guy. I spent all my hard-earned stones on this guy. Let's see how he does. You go in blind, and he gets destroyed by an AoE super because he's in slot 2. You know what I mean? And so that is like the biggest issue with this guy. So to say he's overhated for his performance, I think he is overhated. I think he is overhated. But remember, this is an anniversary LR. They did this to themselves, right? They said, we're doing 6. We're doing this. We are doing 6 LRs. Please give us your money, right? Give us more money than usual because we're doing more. But they dropped the ball on some of his stuff, you know, and that's the problem. That is the problem with this guy. But, you know, just a bit of an extra part. I recorded this part after I made the video because, you know, I realized I had more to talk about. You know, the craziest part is that there's even more. There is even more. Because if we look at the units that came out after him, they're dodge based. Tech Kefla, they just got busted easy A. But turn 1, they're dodge based, right? So, in a fight where you can't dodge, which, you know, they're probably not going to put a mission out for, they get destroyed. Turn 1, they get obliterated, right? The same with this Caulifla. If you bring Caulifla, I brought Caulifla into that fight, into the Blue Goku fight, right? It took me like maybe all 6 tries using items in order to beat the stage because I was doing the Gifted Warriors stage, right? So it actually wasn't Gifted Warriors, it was full power. But my point still stands. We needed 5 full power units to beat the stage. So yeah. You know, Kale's the tank, right? But you can't get her out till turn 6? Like, what were they thinking with that? Like, what? I think, I'm glad it's not turn 4, right? I'm glad that we don't have to wait 4 turns for Kale to come out, right? But turn 6 is just worse. It's just worse. It is. What this could have been like turn 6 or HP is 66% or less. You know, they love their 6 references with Universe 6, right? And Caulifla, in a fight where you can't dodge, she's gonna take some damage because she won't have this up. You know, she won't have the extra damage reduction. So Blue Goku comes in and like a normal, she's eating that for like hundreds of thousands of damage, right? So imagine you are Caulifla. You're on turn 1. You take damage. Turn 3 comes around. But oh, look at that. Your HP is under 66% or whatever. I don't know, some random condition. And so now KO can swap in. You know what I mean? I think that would sort of fix the problem. It wouldn't give us a slot 1, you know, mega tank damage reduction style. But it would give us some stuff, you know, to deal with the slot 1. Because they do have a slot 1 issue, right? These guys, if you take damage anyway, Frieza's going to be able to tank. But I'm talking turn 1, you can't do anything. This guy is in slot 2. Who's going in slot 1 in a fight where you can't dodge, you know? This is my talent. Let me just tell you, this is my talent. Ranting. I hope you enjoyed. I really do. Tell me your thoughts. Because like they are not a slot 1 unit till like, you know, a few turns in. They stack really fast, they do. But like I've been seeing them taking damage from STR Gogeta, the first phase of the festival, right? They're festival killers, but they're not turn 1 killers. Let me just say that. Hopefully I have nothing else to add. Because I need to actually, you know, upload this video. But that is it. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.